welcome to Virginia Virtual Academy. Guys, my name is Brandy Ingram and I am your kindergarten advisor. I'm the one that you've been getting the crazy emails from. Today I thought I'd just make a little bit of a video. I like to usually wait a couple weeks before I make this and then send it out. That way it gives you some time to play around in the OLS, maybe actually gather some questions, because I know at the beginning you might think that you have a lot of questions, but then once you really delve into the OLS or you start reading through some information, then you realize that you are more aware of things, and so the questions and the topics get a little bit more specific. So that's today. Today's going to be a little bit more specific to some things. I'm going to repeat some of the things that Mrs. Swartzel said, our principal, in her video. If you've not watched that, please do so. And then I'm also going to give you some new information as well as some things to look forward to. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is actually turn off my camera, if I can get that off maybe. We'll see here. Okay, now it is off. And now I have just got a slideshow for you. After I get through the slideshow, then I'm actually going to take you live into the OLS. Whoops, here it's flipping there on me. I'm actually going to take you live into the OLS and to show you through a demo account how things are really going to look for you once you get into there and play around, okay? Alright guys, so here's my first page. I really like to start off by just introducing myself. So here I am. There's some questions or some pictures of me. This is my husband and I down here on a trip we had this summer. This is our whole family here. This was Miss Lemery's birthday party this summer. She turned 3 in July, and if she looks like a Spitfire to you, then you are right. She is something else. So here's those three all together. Here is Rafe. Rafe is our oldest. He turned 5 right at the end of the spring this year. And he actually started kindergarten himself this year. He is going to our local brick and mortar school. We're trying that out this year to see how it works. And then we've got Trip. Trip is our youngest. He is 18 months old and he is a mess. So we have our hands full, but our heart is full as well. So the next page now is where we're really going to get started. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading from the screen, and you can follow along if you like, and then I'll really just kind of delve into and give you some more detail on some things. So as Ms. Swartzel said, as the learning coach, you are your child's primary teacher. You are doing public school at home for grades K2. You really are that primary teacher. It is not the homeroom teacher. You're going to be doing most of the day-to-day things. You're going to have this thing, it's called the daily plan. You're going to hear myself and your homeroom teachers, administrators refer to the daily plan all the time. Daily plan, daily plan. So what this daily plan is it is your instruction that you and your student are going to work through each day. So as Ms. Swartzel mentioned, plan to spend about 5.5 hours a day on this plan. And this work is to be completed independently from us, from your VAVA teachers or administrators or advisors. Our curriculum is described as rigid curriculum. So what this does is it means that it covers both Common Core standards, which is through the OLS, as well as the Virginia standards, which are the SOLs, the Virginia Standards of Learning, the SOL. And the SOLs are covered in our Class Connect. So you really have, it's kind of cool because you'll hear a lot of people talk about, no, we have state standards, or no, we follow Common Core. Well, at VAVA, we follow both. So that is why we say it's a really rigid curriculum, because your student is getting both, which is just outstanding. Here in just a minute, I'm going to take you to the actual OLS homepage. This is a screenshot of what you see from the student view. The student view is what you're probably going to use most often, except for when you're entering attendance. That is going to be, like you remember from Ms. Swartzel's video, you're going to enter attendance through the Learning Coach page. So we're going to go more in depth in this when we go live here in a minute. I just wanted you to see a screenshot of it for just a second. Now, here in a little bit, we're also, like I said, we're going to go live and we're going to look at that attendance page as well. But I have a snip here. You'll hear me say that a lot, or your teachers, we have a snip of different things. A snip means that we've kind of just taken a screenshot from something on the computer. We do that frequently just to send you and show you where it's at. You are going to be inputting attendance every single weekday. So in the state of Virginia, since we are still public school, a student is considered truant after 10 consecutive days of missing attendance. AKA, enter your attendance every single day, because if they get to that 10 missing days, of consecutive missing days, they are automatically withdrawn. That is the state of Virginia. That is not us. So we're kind of, our hands are tied on that one. So just make sure that you enter attendance every day. If you get behind, we have a wonderful compliance liaison. Her name is Kim Bond. She will be letting you know. She'll be reaching out. Hey, you're missing attendance. I will be reaching out. Hey, you're missing attendance. Your teacher will be missing out. Hey, you're missing attendance. So we will not let you fail on that one. So in the state of Virginia, students are also required to complete 990 educational hours per year. So if you think back to when you were in school, or maybe you've heard other people talk, you know, they count down the days of school, 180 days. That seems like the consistent one, or was when I was in brick and mortar and my kiddos. That 180 days is not the state law. The state doesn't have a law of the days necessarily, but they really focus on the hours, the 990. So that is the public school requirement, is the 990. So that's where we get that 5.5 to 6 hours a day. Also, as a little bit of a side note, and you're going to see this more in the live session, or when we go live into the OLS here in a little bit, don't forget to add 8 hours of supplemental activities each week and 8 hours of PE each week. Now, each week, I can't even talk. I'm sorry, guys. So we will be going more in depth into what it means to be a supplemental activity or a PE activity at a later date, but just know that I am always going to tell you to use your scroll bar. So here is that snip of what it's going to look like when you enter attendance. It's going to have your date here. It's going to have your calendar. Obviously, that's a last year's date because I just went back really far. It's going to have your last year's date as well as your courses. When you scroll down, and I'm going to show you this live here in a little bit, when you scroll down at the live, it's going to say supplemental activities and PE. If you do not use this scroll bar to scroll down, you will not see it. Make sure you use the scroll bar. Our next topic here is progress. You heard Ms. Swartz will talk a little bit about progress as well. So each week students are required to complete, and I've got roughly written here because it's the truth, about 2.25% in each subject area. Now this is going to make more sense to you when you receive what we call our progress chart. This is like the holy grail. This is something that you're going to want to print out. You're going to want to hang it on your refrigerator. You're going to want to print out 12 copies, but like I said, one on your fridge, one on the computer, one on your bedside table. This is going to be what gets you through the year. This tells you how much progress, how much percentage you are supposed to have completed that week for each class. Now, if you get behind in progress, you're going to be hearing from me. I'm going to be reaching out. Hey guys, what's going on? Let's check out that progress. This is just kind of like a quick overview of what that is, just so that you're starting to be aware of these terms. And that progress is really the big one. When you do receive this in email, it's going to be from me. I'm probably going to put in the subject progress chart, print out now. If you don't have a printer, go to your local library. They usually print for about $0.25, maybe even 5 cents. Go to a Best Buy, go to somewhere like that. They can print for you. Print this out. We have even had families who couldn't get anywhere and they have written it out and even kind of complained about it at first. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But after they've had it written out for a couple of weeks, everyone always comes back and says, oh my goodness, thank you so much for making me put that on paper, because it is going to make all the difference, I can promise you. Our next little heading here is communication. So guys, please, 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 you saw that I put in our email from today that the VAVA mode of communication, our primary mode of communication, is email. That is the truth. When you're talking about, truthfully, the amount of students that we have at our school, communication is vital, and email is just the best way to do it. So please check your email at least twice a day. At least twice a day. I might send something out in the morning. I might send something out in the evening. As you can tell, I am a mama. Sometimes I work at night, honestly, after my kiddos go to bed, if I didn't get everything done that day. I am always usually up at night. So sometimes you might get an email from me at night. That doesn't mean check it that night by any means. But if you check it in the morning, then you're going to see that email. Same goes for your teachers. They do the same thing. So make sure you're checking it at least twice a day. You should receive an email from me personally as your advisor probably every 2 to 3 weeks. It's probably going to be more likely or more frequent. I apologize. But if you don't get one from me, say in 2 to 3 weeks, reach out to me, because I'll bet you there's something going on with an email address, either on your end or my end, and we need to make sure that we get that fixed, okay? So if you just think, I have not heard from Brandy in a while, shoot me an email and make sure, okay? Now, VAVA staff does have a 24-hour response time for both calls and emails. And we really ask that you have the same policy when communicating with us. Now, we understand that the beginning of the year is totally different. You guys are still in summer mode right now. We get that one. And we have a lot of people reaching out as well. So that 24-hour response time, it's kind of tough right now. I'm not going to lie. You've probably gotten an email from me maybe 2 days later. I hope not that much, but let's be honest, that has happened a little bit. Please know that we will always get back to you. Our communication with you is vital. That's why it works. And it's top priority to us. We're never going to put you on the back burner or anything like that. And if I have to find something out, then I'll probably shoot you an email back, even if it just says, I'm not really sure, but I'm looking into that. Okay, so just always know that you're never being ignored or you've never been forgotten about. And that's it. Before I went, sir, yes, anytime you call or text a VAVA employee, please be sure that you're detailed in your message. A lot of times we do not have your phone number in our phones. So please give us your name, give us your student's name, and then give us a detailed reason. Don't just say, hey, Brandy, it's Mary, give me a call back. I don't know who Mary is. I might have 5 learning coaches with the first name Mary. Hey, Brandy, it's Mary. This is, Mary Beth's mom. That's the same child's name. But anyway, I have a question about attendance. It shows that I'm missing 3 days and I'm not really sure how to fix it. Well, guess what? If you leave me that voicemail, I'm not even going to have to call you back. I'm going to be able to send you an email with directions that say, hey, Mary, go into Mary Beth's account and do this and this and this and this. And I'm probably going to be able to send you screenshots because that's going to make more sense anyway. And that shows you exactly what you need to do next. So make sure that you leave that detailed voicemail or text message. The next little piece, and I promise I'm almost done, guys. The next little piece is Class Connects. Once again, you've heard Ms. Swartzel talk about this. The Class Connect sessions, or CCs, are our virtual classroom. That is where you are going to see your child's teacher. These are in addition to your daily plan. So remember a few slides ago when I talked about the Virginia Standards of Learning as well as the Common Core Standards. So Class Connects are our Virginia Standards. The Common Core are what is on the OLS. So your Virginia Standards are going to be covered in this virtual classroom with your teacher. You are going to be meeting, or your child, rather, your student, will be meeting with this homeroom teacher for math and reading. You'll be meeting with them 4 to 8 sessions per week. Sorry guys, my page keeps switching. These classes will be held anytime, usually between 9 and 3, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later, sometimes we've got some extenuating circumstances there. Classes are held Monday through Friday. Now, I know that a lot of people you've got schedules that you need to be worked around and things like that. Please know that our teachers, we try our hardest to work with you and to make the Class Connect schedules suit with your outside schedule as well. But sometimes it's a little bit tougher than others, but make sure that you know that we do always try our best to do that, okay? A working microphone and speakers are required for class. Students are also required to talk in class, so make your student aware of that. As you're working through these quick checks, it's going to be essentially the same thing. You're in Blackboard, your student is going to be in there for class with the teacher, and they're going to be expected to get on that microphone and talk. So it's not really just like a YouTube video type thing. It is a very interactive type class. They are involved in things that they're doing. They're going to be clicking, they're going to be talking, they're going to be up doing things. So it really is an involved class. Also, as a side note, Ms. Swartzel did mention this, but learning coaches must be present during all Class Connect sessions. Now, I joke sometimes and say, obviously, as a parent, I understand, you might have somebody that yells from the other room. You might need to, let's be honest here, you might hear that the dryer has went off and you need to run and turn that back on. You might have your child sitting at the kitchen table and you're washing dishes. As long as you are, for the very most part, actively in the room, you can hear what's going on in the class, you can help your student if they need help or anything like that, then that's okay. So as long as you can hear what's going on, you can see what's going on, then that's fine. So I have our last page right here. It's a to-do list, kind of miscellaneous. These things were listed on that Strong Start attachment, most of them, so I'm going to go over them real quick. If you've not done so already, please, 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 please sign up for that quick check with one of the kindergarten teachers that you got from me in that first email. Please complete the beginning of the year survey. Complete your